If your relationships keep falling apart or you never feel enough around people, it's not bad luck. It's your inner voice sabotaging you. Just like pro athletes, you need a mental game plan because confidence isn't a feeling, it's a skill. I'm Michele Ehrlich, former Army sergeant turned mindset trainer, and I am here to teach you the same mental endurance that soldiers and champions use to stay strong under pressure. This is battlefield thinking, whether that battlefield is your career, your relationships, or your own head. Welcome to today's episode, the hidden voice that is sabotaging your relationships and how pro-level mindset shifts can fix it. You ever walk away from a conversation thinking, why did I say that? Or catch yourself chasing approval even when you know that you shouldn't? Let me be clear, it's not because you are bad at relationships. It's because no one ever taught you how to train your inner voice. If you don't control that voice, it will quietly sabotage every connection that you care about. I learned to command mindset in places where confidence wasn't optional, it was survival. Today, I am teaching you how to flip that voice into your strongest ally using the same mental tactics that pro athletes and soldiers rely on to stay calm, confident, and connected. Whether you are on a battlefield, in a meeting, or navigating relationships, let's get into it. So, let me give you a roadmap of what we are going to break down today. We want to talk about why your self-talk shows up in your relationships, how to recognize the hidden patterns that are driving disconnection, what elite athletes do to train their minds for connection, confidence, and calm, and 3 steps you can take starting today to rewire your voice, reconnect with people who matter most. So let's get into it. When your inner voice gets in the way. I remember the day that I got accepted into the Foreign Service. It's a goal that I had chased for years. I should have been celebrating. I had beaten out candidates with Ivy League degrees, Harvard law grads, and there I was, just a teacher, a veteran, a single mom, I told myself. But instead of pride, my first thought was me. You're not connected enough. You're not polished enough. That voice wasn't coming from them. It was my own inner critic, louder than ever. And that's what I learned. Whether you say yes or no to an opportunity isn't the point. Victory isn't in getting accepted. It's in having the courage to show up and try, knowing that sometimes you'll win, sometimes you will walk away, and sometimes you will get knocked down. Because in life, just like in sports, defeat is part of the game. Mastery comes from the discipline to keep showing up. You don't need to wear combat boots or hold a fancy title to walk into a room with confidence. You don't need permission to believe that you belong. So your story is already strong enough. You are enough. And if you don't feel that yet, that's where I come in. I am your drill sergeant of the mind. I am here to help you reframe that inner dialogue so you stop questioning yourself and you start commanding any room you walk into, because when your inner critic is running the show, it doesn't just stay in your head, it leaks into everything. You over-explain because you're scared of being misunderstood. You withdraw because you assume that nobody wants you there. You people please because you think that your worth comes from proving yourself. It's like trying to play a championship game while your own coach is booing you from the sidelines. That's why mindset isn't optional, it's your playbook. So This is what pro athletes know about self-talk. You think athletes just train their bodies, not a chance. They train their inner game because when the pressure hits, it's not talent that saves you. It's what you say to yourself when no one is cheering. Serena Williams, she resets after mistakes with fierce self-compassion, not criticism. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, he visualized every scenario so intensely that by game time, he wasn't guessing, he was executing what his mind had already conquered. So watch Breakpoint on Netflix. Those tennis players are not just swinging their rackets, they are battling their inner voice every second. The difference between collapsing and coming back, they have trained their self-talk to speak strategy, not shame. You can't control life's curveballs, but you can control how you coach yourself through them. Here is my New York City survival guide mantra. I never forget sitting in my car in Queens. My daughter was young at the time, in the back seat. Also, there were unpaid bills. They were staring me down. No deals in sight. I didn't have childcare or a safety net. I had two choices: spiral and say, you're failing, you're alone, you're done, or stand up mentally and say, you're a warrior, not a victim. She's watching you and you've done harder things before. Did I feel strong? Not even close. But I spoke strength until I became it. That mindset didn't just get me through the day, it reshaped how I showed up in every part of my life. I wasn't reacting out of fear anymore. I was responding with focus, grounded, intentional, steady. Because confidence isn't a feeling, it's a discipline. And like any athlete knows, discipline turns into dominance when you trust your training. Rewire your inner voice. Here is how to start shifting your self-talk today. Step one, identify your default phrase. When someone pulls away or things go wrong, what do you say to yourself first? Is it, they always leave, you're too much, or this is your fault? Write it down. That is your mental script. So then step two, rewrite the script. Now create one pro level phrase, a reset cue like an athlete uses. For example, I'm worthy even when things are uncertain, or I bring calm to the chaos, or I respond with clarity, not fear. Step three, rep it daily. Put it on your lock screen. Say it when you wake up. Repeat it after hard conversations. Your nervous system learns through repetition, so train it. Here's a story of mine about coaching my daughter. She once said to me, what if I'm not good enough for this high level school? I looked her in the eyes and I said, what if they are lucky to have you? You flip it. We practiced that phrase until it became her go-to reset. She ended up earning a full scholarship to a top university, not because of a perfect resume or perfect grades, but because she carried belief like an athlete walks onto a court, ready, grounded, unshakable. Here is my closing message and my call to action. Here is your game plan. You want to stop letting your inner voice sabotage your connections. You want to start training it like a mental performance coach would, because your voice, the one only you hear, that's the one shaping your relationships, your confidence, your life. Here is what to do next. Like and subscribe. If this hit home, this channel is your mental gym. And keep your eyes out for my new course, The Athlete's Mindset. Train your inner voice for confidence, focus, and real life wins. It's dropping soon. Say it with me before we go. My voice is powerful. My mindset is trained. My relationships start with how I talk to myself. Now go win the day. See you next time.